We're really very excited about this. It's the first natural history specimen that has been repatriated to the Caribbean. And generally speaking, I don't think I've ever heard of the repatriation of another natural history specimen. The giant Jamaican Galliwasp is the largest endemic lizard in Jamaica. It's believed to have been extinct possibly around the 1850s. This specific specimen is of an adult giant Galliwasp. So we know that it entered the Andersonian collection sometime about in the 1850s, which means that it's lived in Glasgow for 170 years. But it's an adult lizard. We actually don't know the lifespan of giant Galliwasps because it's been extinct for so long. So we suspect it could be much older, probably 180, 175. We can't be sure. But this is really a transformational moment. There are no specimens that exist in Jamaica. And the National Collection relied on the sketch that was in the Hans Sloane, that was done by Hans Sloane when he came to Jamaica in the 17th century. So the fact that we're able to get a specimen, I mean, that sketch was never done to scale, so now that we're actually seeing a specimen, we now have a sense of what a Galliwasp really looks like, and most of the scientists have never seen one unless they've been to the United Kingdom. So this is literally the first one coming back into the region, coming back home, and it is the largest in the region, the next being the Haitian giant Galliwasp. So it's just really an amazing moment. The project is happening under the University of the West Indies, University of Glasgow MOU, which was signed in 2019, and it allows for the transfer of ownership of the specimen from University of Glasgow to the University of the West Indies. We're taking the opportunity to have the specimen placed in the National Flora and Fauna Collection of Jamaica. So its home will be the Natural History Museum of Jamaica. And I also want to take this opportunity to just really, in Jamaican parlance, language, big up Mike Rutherford, who is the curator of the zoology collection. We didn't know that the Huntarian had specimens of the Galliwasp, and so the reason why this was possible is because Mike reached out to me to say, we have this specimen and we think it's a good candidate for repatriation under the MOU. And the beauty is that I worked at Institute of Jamaica, so I knew immediately what he was talking about, because I knew that the Galliwasp was very often used as an example for the ways in which the imperial networks of colonial collecting had resulted in a lot of specimens or a lot of flora and fauna that's now extinct being located elsewhere. And even though there are efforts to do digital repatriation within the scientific community, the reality is that nothing beats being able to see it in front of you. And our colleagues here, the zoology curator from IOJ, Miss Elizabeth Morrison, this is actually the first time she's seeing a Galliwasp, even though Jamaica has a high level of endemism for lizards. Because this specimen is extinct, and it's believed to have been extinct since the 1850s, unless you've seen it in the Natural History Museum in London or in another collection, we just don't know what it looks like. And just what will happen by having younger researchers being able to see the range of Galliwasps, but to be able to see the range of the members of the family from the very largest to the smallest, given that Galliwasps are actually, there's a term that they use for it, but they're not the most friendly or accessible, not friendly. They hide a lot, so they're shy. So being able to just even have a range is transformational.